I'm Dan Dugan of Dan Dugan Sound Design in San Francisco. And many years ago I was working in the theater and I was dealing with many live microphones. And you know, in any application where you have lots of live microphones, it's very difficult to operate because you can't have them all up at the same time. You get too much noise and you get too much feedback. Especially in something where it's unscripted, like a political debate or a talk show. You never know who's going to talk next, and so the sound operator gets embarrassed because inevitably they miss some cues. So I figured out a way to develop an automatic microphone mixer that would bring up the microphones when they were supposed to be on and take them down when they weren't. And I patented this and produced about 60 models of my own first model. And then I licensed it to the Altec Corporation, and they made many for a long period of time. I knew this process that I had developed was applicable to many different situations, and the only thing we were doing was in the church closet, as it were, what's called installed sound. So when the patents expired and that contract ended, then I was able to show the world how good this process was, and I made automatic microphone mixers that were an adapter box that went along with your mixing console so that you could plug in the Dugan into your mixing console and it would give you my automatic mixing along with your favorite mic preamps and your favorite EQ and everything like that. And this has been a very successful approach at the high end of professional sound. And what I want to show you today is one that I'm making specially in collaboration with the Yamaha Corporation. This is the Dugan-MY16. This is a plug-in board which goes in the back of your Yamaha console. Those who use Yamaha know that they come with these slots, and this plugs in the slot in the back, and it gives you 16 channels of Dugan automatic microphone mixing. You have to hear it to understand what that means. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put on headphones and listen to what it actually does. We have 4 live microphones here, yours and mine, and you each have a microphone, and they're plugged into this console in the normal way, and then patched into the insert points of the 4 channels is the slot patch, which is containing a Dugan-MY16 card. And we're wearing headphones so that we can hear the ambient noise as well as possible, and we're going to add a little extra ambient noise so that we can hear what the automatic mixing does with the ambient noise. So come over here and let me show you something else. This is a Java applet that comes with the product for free, and you can download it from the website also. And it's a remote control panel that gives you access to a lot of controls on the unit. Now you don't have to use this, you can just plug it in and use it right out of the box. But if you run the software, you have a lot of interesting things that it shows you more information about it and some things you can do. Now, the main thing you see here are these gain meters. These are showing you the gains that are being applied to each channel. And you can see when I'm talking, my gain is coming up full to normal gain, and the other channels are being ducked. And then when you talk...
Hello, how are you doing?
Okay, and when you talk...
Hello, how are you?
And when you talk...
Hello, how are you?
Okay, you see, whenever anybody talks, they come up full and the other channels get faded down. Now look what happens when nobody talks. They all come to medium gains that add up to the gain of one open microphone. Now if you listen to the ambient noise in the room, when I'm talking, that noise is coming through this microphone, and when I stop, that's coming through all the microphones. Now you might think I'm kidding you with a bunch of expensive equipment here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass the system. Okay, that's the amount of ambience you'd have with 4 open microphones. Okay? Now, notice when I go back to automatic, my voice stays the same, your voice stays the same. Say hello.
My voice stays the same.
All the mics are just as hot, but they're not piling on top of each other. And you could have 20 microphones, and it would be just the same. It's just the sound of like as if you handed a microphone around. And there's no threshold and no gating. There's no threshold and no gating. There's no threshold and no gating. So that's what the Dugan speech system can do for you.
What happens if multiple people try and talk at the same time?
Oh, okay. Let me count and you interrupt me. 1, 2, 3,
okay, I'm going to interrupt
5,
Dan and
6,
talk to
7,
him instead.
2, hello,
9,
hello.
10, 11,
Hi,
12,
how are you?
13,
Okay, now
14.
it's my turn to talk. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that works.
What is the group?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, let's lose the ambient noise. Thank you, we don't need that anymore. The groups divide the system up into different automatic mixers. So for example, I can put these first two here on group B, and then we have two channel automatic mixers. You and I are on one mixer.
Hello?
See, I'm pushing you down.
Mm-hmm. There.
Okay, but see, we're not affecting those other two because they're
Yeah.
a separate automatic mixer. When you
Hello?
talk,
Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Okay.
how are you?
okay, so this comes into play when you have many units linked together. You say you had 32 channels with 2 of these units, and you wanted to put 21 of them in one system, and then you could put 5 of them in another system. You'd put the 21 on group A, and you put the other 5 on group B. I'll put them back into group A for now.
What is a weight parameter?
Oh, thank you very much. That is the side chain gain, which goes into the control system. It doesn't directly affect the sound of the channel, so I can fade this up and down. You see, it's not directly affecting my channel, but it's affecting what it's feeding into the control system, and we can see that when we just have the ambient room noise on here. Okay, if for example, say somebody was a loud talker and you turn down their preamp on the console, and you turn that down 5 dB, you turn the weight up 5 dB, and that would bring these back to balancing during the ambient noise condition, and then everybody would have equal access to the system when they wanted to talk.
Are there any presets that I could use to mute everything at one time?
Well, there is a preset here in the master section here, and what that does is bring everything to a combination that's set by these preset buttons on each channel. Actually, you know, well, let me tell you about these 3 buttons on each channel first. We have the manual button for each channel, and what that does is just turn the channel on. So now we have a single channel up, and we have a 3-channel automatic mixer for you other 3. I'm going to put that back in automatic. Or if I go to mute, you can hear it do a quick fade. Okay, so using these 3 buttons during production, you'll never do anything ugly. It always does a quick fade. And then you can preset these modes with and when you press the preset button, it's going to go back to those. So say if I had muted you other guys, so I'm going to mute you, mute you, mute you. Okay, now you notice you didn't hear any change in the mix, but you guys can't talk now. Try. Yeah, okay, you're all dead. And when I want to bring it back to my standard combination, I just hit the preset button. And again, you didn't hear any change in my voice, but
Now the microphone's
Yep.
back to
you're all back on. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want more information about this product, please see the Yamaha website or the dandugan.com website.